Coming to Kindle Unlimited this April, Esteemed Goddess of Hell's aspiring angel takes on a demonic dominatrix in this all-new Esteemed series adventure. Pre-order your copy of Esteemed Goddess of on Kindle Unlimited or pick up the paperback today. Some people don't believe that Waffle House murder victim Craig Brewer was a simp. However, when I take a critical examination of Craig Brewer's behaviors, they are the textbook definition of what I call the role of money simp. Now, the role of money simp is this guy who walks around with a big roll of dollars in his pocket and is looking to spend it with random strangers in the hopes of getting attention for himself with women and to impress more popular people around him in social circles. And examples of role of money simp behaviors are going to a fast food restaurant and flashing $50 and $100 bills, or going into restaurants like your Craig Brewer did and talk about spending money to pay for other people's meals who they don't even know. Now, many people will look at your Craig Brewer's behaviors and say he's some sort of good Samaritan. However, the Good Samaritan in the Bible, what most people don't understand, was nobody knew that the Good Samaritan helped out the individual who was robbed and beaten. When it came down to that individual, all he did was bring the person into the inn, and he told the innkeeper to pay, that he would pay for anything that this man needed, and the guy never knew that the Good Samaritan ever did anything for him. So when it came down to the Good Samaritan, he was a guy, he wasn't looking for any attention, he wasn't looking for any favor, he wasn't looking for any approval. He just saw a man in need and decided to help that man in need, and he did so anonymously, where his left hand didn't know what his right hand was doing. So when it came down to the Good Samaritan was someone who did his alms in silence the same way Jesus told us to do alms. But your role of money simp, this is an individual, they do things to get attention and the approval of others. And when you take a look at the role of money simp, he is nothing more than a nice guy. And the definition of nice I'm going to use is not the term that is used in the modern English language. I'm going to go back to the classical definition of nice, which means foolish. Now, the reason why they called nice guys in ancient times foolish is because they participated in extremely foolish behaviors. And the role of money simp participates in extremely foolish behavior by taking out that role of money to impress others, because he, again, believes he's going to get the attention and approval of women and people in more popular social circles. He believes that this money will get these people's attention and it will get their approval. Unfortunately, because your role of money simp has on some rose-colored glasses, he can't see the reality of the danger he's putting himself in by flashing all of that cash. Because when your role of money simp goes out here and flashes that cash, he is putting a target on his back. Because when you do something like taking out large amounts of money or large bills in places like ghetto fast food restaurants or even local fast food restaurants, you are letting everybody in that place know that you have money. Even worse, you are letting predators know that you have money. So that role of money simp, this is a guy who he's thinking he's impressing people, but he's putting his life at risk, because at the worst, he will just get the attention of these predatory, at the least, I mean to say, he will get the attention of these predatory females who will turn him into a trick, or in the worst case scenario, he will just get set up to be robbed by some of these guys who hang out in places like these fast food restaurants or other places where the role of money simp goes out here flashing that cash. So your roll of money simp, he is just setting himself up for a tragedy to happen to him, but he's thinking that he's going out here doing these good deeds, not understanding that he is playing Russian roulette with his life every day he reaches into his pocket and takes out his wallet or takes out that roll of bills. He is setting himself up for a very tragic situation, because when you have your roll of money simp and he's out here doing things like paying for complete strangers' meals, or he's going out here and showing out to people with those $50 and $100 bills, all of these predators out here are looking at him, whether it be these predatory females who look to usually string the roll of money simp along, play to his feelings, and then look to get themselves some stuff out of him by turning him into a trick, because predatory females, when they see roll of money simps, they know that it's very easy to turn them into tricks. The guys paying for the possibility of sex but never getting any, and in some cases, these same females will set these guys up to be robbed. Because when it comes down to the roll of money simp and females, these guys tend to talk a lot about the money they have, and they tend to show everything that they have, giving that female the same information they have about their lives, about their money, and about their resources. And these guys don't even understand what they are setting themselves up to. Because I remember watching one episode of Judge Judy with one of these roll of money simps, and this guy set himself up to loot, to wind up getting several of his checks stolen, because he decided to bring one of these females to his house, and he decided to show her his investment portfolios, and he decided to leave his checkbook out to try to show that he was some sort of high roller. And several of his checks got stolen, and it was all because he didn't exercise any discretion with a female he just met. Because the roll of money simp, he thinks that he's going to impress females, but these females, in a lot of cases, they will either string this guy along to get gifts out of him through tricking, or they will just set him, or they will steal from him like they did this guy on Judge Judy, or they will just set him up for a robbery where these guys will either break into his house or they will just wind up jacking him in the street. And that can happen all because the roll of money simp thinks that he can go out here and use those dollars to bait people into getting attention for him. And what he doesn't understand is the people he's trying to get the attention of. Because when you are the roll of money simp, you are going out here and you are using bait that's going to get you sharks and piranha coming after you. And this is something the roll of money simp doesn't understand. It's that when you have these guys walking around in places like these low-end places like fast food restaurants and bars and clubs, flashing 50s and 100s, you are not attracting the attention of people who have resources. A lot of times you are just attracting the attention of predators. And these predators see you out here with this money, and they will pretend to be impressed by you, but that's all to gas your head up so they can get at your money and get your money out of your pocket. The females, again, will string this guy along through tricking, or they just will play with him very nicely, and then they will rob him. Meanwhile, other dudes who are really jealous, they will see the roll of money simp, and they will also be looking at this guy, and they will see how foolish he is, and start targeting him for a robbery, either the day that they see him with the money, or they will just sit there and watch this guy's pattern, because when it comes down to the roll of money simp, this guy usually just comes in all the time with money, so people watch your pattern, they watch where you're going, they watch what you're doing, and then they set this dude up for a robbery. Usually, in both cases when he's set up for robberies, he usually winds up, dead. And the reason why he winds up dead is because he tried to use money to buy himself a way to getting attention, And when you try to use money to get attention, all that does is it again attracts the attention of the wrong kind of people. And the reason why the role of money simp goes out here and tries to get the attention of people with this money, in most cases, sadly, is because this man does not have any sort of confidence in himself. He doesn't have any sort of male life skills, nor does he understand how to socialize without using money as an attachment. Because the main reason why this nice guy foolishly uses money to get the attention of people is because he just does not have the confidence in himself to go out here and just be himself. A man who has confidence in himself, he has no problem going out here, whether it be with $20 or $30, and keeping that money to himself, because he knows that he is the real reason why people want to see him, and he doesn't need to use money as an attachment to try to get the attention of others. When it comes down to men who have confidence, they don't need to let you know what's in their pocket, because as long as they know what's in their pocket, that's all that matters. And all they're trying to do is try to get in a relationship with you based on the content of your character and not the color of the money in their wallet. And that's the difference between a role of money simp and a man. A man has the confidence to go out here and be himself. He does not need his money to get the attention of others. He does not need to use his money as a way to bait people into having a relationship with him. And he does not need to use his money to get the attention and approval of people. When it comes down to men, all they need to do is be themselves, and as they are themselves, that is what draws people to them. But the role of money simp, this is a man who is a guy who thinks that he's going to be the big shot, the big wheel in the room, and unfortunately, usually they wind up wheeling him out of a room in a body bag because he winds up attracting the attention of the wrong people, and those wrong people usually have bad intentions for him as they smile in his face and look to take away everything from him and leave him dead in some strange place. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon or my PayPal by clicking the links in the description box. And if you want to learn more about the dysfunctional behaviors of men like role of money simps, you can pick up my book, Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, on Amazon.com in paperback and ebook, or my other nonfiction books like Stop Simping in the Workplace, Mangina's The Misadventures of Captain Save-A-Ho, and The Man Crisis on Amazon.com in paperback and ebook as well. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.